From New York, it's That KEVIN Show.
See, I knew it.
Come on, Kev. What's a few classified documents between friends?
I told you all the time. I knew it. I knew he had some too.
Here he is, That KEVIN. Kevin McCullough.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my next guest I very much look forward to speaking with, because not only does he have the #1 movie in America at nearly 86 million in domestic box office so far, but he's also taking on one of the most important issues of our time. Ladies and gentlemen, playing Tim Ballard in the brand new Sound of Freedom, please welcome Jim Caviezel. Hi, Jim.
Hello.
It's great to have you. Let me get this out of the way right up front. Everybody knows about the SAG strike and what's going on there.
Yep.
You're not crossing a picket line by doing this. This motion picture doesn't fall into that category. Just explain to everybody for me.
Yeah, we would have been that film if Disney had taken us, and a lot of these other groups that belong to the AMPTP. We're not a part of that, so I'm allowed to talk about our film. Now, I am with my brothers and sisters of SAG, especially in all the streaming and the residuals. They haven't adjusted the pay scale, and it's becoming more impossible to make a living as an actor. I've been fortunate, and then of course, then you have artificial intelligence, this AI stuff, where you can literally just create another actor, use your image, and this is technologies that, obviously they're wonderful, but they also can be quite abusive if not checked.
No, that makes total sense. Well, thanks for explaining that. I didn't want people to have the wrong thought, and
Sure.
I do agree with you. By the way, I think that the kind of coming out of Angel Studios and a lot of other of these alternative, particularly online producers, are going to change the way your industry operates. And I think that the scripture says a workman is worthy of his hire. This is not a foreign concept to people that actually believe biblical truth. Back to my first comment. This is not just a movie. It's not just a story. And I don't know, to be honest, why Disney didn't go forward with it. It's been produced for a few years now, but you did find somebody that was
look at the movies they're making right now.
Well, that explains.
They've lost $900 billion. $900 million. Why would you be doing that? And now you're going to make the seven dwarves and make them transgender or whatever you're going to make. Yeah,
it's crazy. But let's talk about this movie. It has started another conversation about human trafficking and human slavery, and this is a very personal thing to me, Mr. Caviezel. My listeners and viewers have, for the last 10 years, been working with a group called Christian Solidarity International. We have liberated human trafficked slaves in Sudan and other places, 18 countries that we've worked in, to the tune of about 4,200 liberations over that 10-year period. So we're passionate about this here. But why do you think it started a national conversation the way it has?
It's a boiling point. You clearly see what is going to happen to our children in the future. Forget about the future. Right now, what's happening? They're making laws that are hurting our kids. They're forcing us, the critical race theory. In California right now, you're going to see a bill that's going to go through and eventually be a law. I have no doubt. And essentially, let's say your child is drawing rainbows in kindergarten, because children often do. And then you have your critical race theory teacher who goes over and says, "Oh, you're one of us." One of what? Well, transgender. So the kid comes home and he tells his parents, and they say, "No, we're Christian. We don't do that." Well, they're going to send the Child Protective Services in and take your kid. And so there's one. The grooming that's going on in cities right now. You have grown men walking around and putting their junk on little children's face in Seattle. And then you're taking Jesus at a Dodgers game a Lord crucified on a cross and using it as a stripping pole. Okay, would you do that with a Jewish rabbi over a menorah? And so and this is referencing the what are they called? The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Perpetual indulgence meaning grace. What kind of grace are they showing Christians? We're mocked all the time. I mean, there's millions of Christians here in the United States, and you see church leaders not saying a word. And so it frightens you to understand that not only are you losing our republic, and understand a republic is not a democracy.
Yeah.
You know, you can, in a democracy, right, you can say, you know, all Down syndrome children must die, and you can vote on it like they did in Germany, and they all die. They can take away your rights, but you can't do that in an inalienable rights system under republic, because you have the right to your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And there is a reason why your life comes first, because without your life, you don't have liberty, and without your life, you don't have happiness. This should never be happening. And I fault the tip of the spear of the churches, where all these bishops, pastors have sat on their hands and have called it's literally the prosperity gospel. And it's fine. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't be successful, but if God calls you at some point, are you willing to give it up? I mean, it can be said that, you know, some Christians died martyred. I mean, I think John the Baptist lost his head, right?
Yes.
Was he bad?
Most of the disciples were crucified, actually.
Absolutely. So is this? But it's like, well, the modern day Christians are called to the time of plenty, you know?
Yeah.
And that was back in the old days, you know. See, they did that. No. It's here. It's at our doorstep right now. Actually, it's in our homes.
Well, it's interesting that you're bringing this up, Jim, because one of the things that I've just been speaking with some Christian leaders that are concerned about some of these same things that you just have mentioned is that one of the things that needs to happen is that the church needs to become far more bold. And when the attacks come, you need to be bolder, not more silent. And we kind of got it backwards. Everybody thinks, oh, I shouldn't. They'll make excuses. Well, for the sake of my ministry, I shouldn't be too controversial. No, it's kind of the opposite. And yeah, they might hang you at the stake, but you know they did worse to Jesus himself. Real quickly before we take this first break, Tim's character, the one you portray in the film. What did you how did you prepare for that part? What resonated about this part for you?
When God tells you to do something, you don't hesitate. See, and this is the reality of what Christians, all Christians, the authentic ones, this is what they believe, that they know that it might come down to that. And there are those out there that are willing to give their careers away, even their very life to stand for the truth. And we're at that door right now.
Okay, hold that thought. Jim Caviezel is my very special guest. The movie is Sound of Freedom. Coming right back. Stay here.
Ready or not, he'll be right back. That Kevin.